The 19-2 points off turnovers after a pretty clean first half. What really happened there in the second half with things getting sloppy?
Yeah, I mean, I thought Villanova did a great job playing their defense, switching and helping. Our turnovers in the second half just, it overwhelmed us. Decisions, catching, when to pass the ball, when not to, how to deliver it, being more patient. The first 20 minutes, I thought we did a lot of great things on offense. Number one, we had only 4 turnovers. But, in the second half, the 10 turnovers, the timeliness of the turnovers, the types of turnovers, and then, like you said, turnovers sometimes lead to fast break points, and Villanova's not a team that's trying to turn you over. They were very unforced. Reminded me of the first half of the Butler game. And I really think that was the difference in the game. Our guys fought hard, had a lot of effort from start to finish. I thought our defense was good enough to win the game. They're a different team right now with Justin Moore. They have more firepower, but they also have more depth. And, they're more difficult to defend. But for the most part, look, we gave a lot of effort on that side of the ball. And down the stretch, even the last 8 minutes when we needed big stops, we got them. But our offense was, we scored 27 points, and 10 different times we weren't able to get a shot. A lot of our turnovers were unforced. In late February, playing these types of games, you start to have unforced turnovers. It doesn't go well. And really, that second half for us was the storyline of the game. I also thought there was a couple tough calls. The foul in front of their bench, I'll have to watch it, a 3-point shot. And we defended really well for about 28 seconds. I think he shot it with about 2 or 3 seconds on the clock. I couldn't really see whether he fouled him or not, but you foul a 3-point shooter that late in the clock, and instead of us getting the rebound or the time going off, the horn going off, they converted 3 free throws. And then the travel, it's just you don't see a trail official make a travel call on an and-one basket. The ball, it was a foul, and it was an and-one, it's a 2-on-1. But that's the call he made, and sometimes the call goes your way, sometimes it doesn't. So we'll live with it and move to another day.
Sean, you obviously had Zach back on January 7th. You didn't have him tonight. They did, as you mentioned, do have Justin Moore. They didn't in that game. Those two bodies probably the difference in this game in terms of what they had and what you didn't have.
Yeah, you also got to realize we don't have Kiki Tandy, we don't have Cam Kraft, and we don't have Zach Freemantle. And I don't know, when those guys will join us. Our lack of depth is something that we have. We have to play through it and around it, be smart. And no doubt, I thought our lack of depth played a role in tonight's game. Now, did that play a role in us having 10 turnovers in the second half? No. But when you play a game like that hard, it's certainly nice to be able to get some rest. One time in a crucial stretch, Jack Nungy just couldn't go. He needed a break, and we went small. And I think Dixon hurt us in the low post 2 different times. Again, that's credit Villanova. Just like us, when they went small, we tried to hurt them inside, and we couldn't. Justin Moore is a more physical, bigger, stronger, experienced player. Having him out there on defense as well, I think helps Villanova.
Sule's won you a lot of games in crunch time, and you had a chance tonight for a go-ahead shot in the final seconds. Jack was talking about the play that you ran. You obviously didn't have any timeouts left to maybe set something more elaborate up or talk about it. But that particular spot, what can you say about that look and the final look that you got?
Yeah, it's tough. I don't think you want the last shot to be a shot that you beg for a foul. It's got to be a strong drive or a pass. And I thought, we just kind of drove and begged for a foul. But, the combination of Jack and Sule have worked really well. And when you can get a downhill drive, we saw it against Marquette, right? You had a player drive the ball, miss it, and tip it in. A lot of times on the last play, you win or lose by a second shot. Villanova blocked out. There was no second shot. So, but I think, it's easy to focus on the last play. The more realistic assessment of the game is you can't play Villanova at home in late February, turn the ball over 10 times in about 17 minutes, allow them to score 19 points off of your turnovers, and expect to win. We did some good things. I thought our effort was good, but that's not how we're going to be able to win.
Coach, I know you mentioned this, but even when there was a mismatch in the post for you guys, what wasn't working?
We had a hard time getting the ball to Jack, and then we actually had a hard time converting. We just did. We weren't able to take advantage of that. We have to do a better job.